I'm Rana Shehbaz and I'm really excited to have Nikki Krell from nikkikrell.com. Nikki is a social media marketing expert and helping businesses to leverage social media to generate more business. Hi Nikki, how are you doing?
Hello, thank you for having me on again. It's good fun.
Thank you so much for coming again.
Well,
Okay,
I'm looking forward to this evening's questions.
okay. Talk to me. What is Twitter in simple words?
I think the easiest way to describe Twitter is it's like texting, but instead of texting to people on your phone, you texting to the world. You're putting it on the World Wide Web. Um, Basically, every single tweet is can be found on Google, so you sort of sending your message out to the world. But it's similar because it's short and sweet and to the point.
Excellent. What are the important things you should consider when creating a Twitter username?
I think it's important to remember that your Twitter name can be searched on Google, so it can be searched. I would recommend that you would use your name if possible. Not everybody has their name available to them because I know somebody called Tom Evans, and there's so many Tom Evans around, so he hasn't the possibility of getting that. Or a name either related. So if you have your company name, make sure that your name is on there as the real name. Or you have something like I know somebody who uses Jewelry Joe, so something that says what you're about, so people can see that immediately.
And I think it should be aligned with your branding because it's your branding. So if you are branding yourself as a company, so then you should be probably using your username as a company name.
I
Plus, you
think
should be using your real name under the name section, I guess.
I think it's important that to remember that social media is social first of all, and people don't like necessarily talking to a blank company. Now it's fine if you're a big corporation, and you know so that people know it's a big company and there's lots of people who work for it, and quite a lot of the big companies will use their company name, but then they will say who's tweeting on their behalf. So they'll say, at this time, and there's some that have got quite clever devices. Then they'll say at this time it's so and so. So like I said, they'll adjust the bios so people know who they're talking to. But if you a small business, who you are is important, and it's people who are connecting to you, and you want people to be able to find you. So if people know you, they're going to be looking for your name, and if you don't have your name anywhere, you're not going to be found. So I would definitely recommend that you've got your real name somewhere so that at least people know who they're speaking to. Because I've had somebody with a company name in both their Twitter name and their real, in the name, contact me and ask me if I want to meet her for coffee. And I didn't even know who I'm talking to. Kind of thinking, I don't even know your first name and you want to meet me for coffee. I don't think so. It's like you need to know a few more things. So I would say for a small business person, you definitely want your name in there.
Why do you avoid long Twitter usernames?
Sorry, what?
Why do you avoid long Twitter
Okay.
usernames?
Well, basically, when you have a very, very long Twitter username, it's used up as part of your tweeting. You've only got 140 characters. So if anybody retweets you or refers to you, it uses up a lot of that space. It's always good practice when you tweet to leave at least 15 characters because you've got 14 characters plus the @ symbol. So you should always, as good practice, leave at least 15 characters spare at the end of it. I think it depends on, there's some people who got like literally a letter as their Twitter name. But I think if you can get away with without abbreviations. I'm lucky because Nikki Krell is not that long, so it fits nice and neatly without taking up too much space. So I can have my full name in there. Whereas, watch the abbreviations. I'm just thinking for our Guildford speakers, we couldn't fit Guildford speakers in, so we put Guildford speaks, so that we had two separate words rather than putting Gford, which doesn't mean anything, doesn't come up on any searches. So does that?
Okay, excellent. Why it is important to fill out all the Twitter profile details?
Okay, you've got Basically, a beginner mistake that people make is, well, firstly, they don't put a decent picture on. I think it's important to have a nice head and shot picture of you. And when you see a Twitter account without a bio, you get suspicious of the biography because you think, is this a real person or is this a bot? So you have to try and work out, and I have a lot of beginners following these, so I always have to work out whether this is somebody starting out who doesn't quite know how to use Twitter yet, or is this like an automated machine? A bot is basically generated by the computers, so it's not really a real person. It's just creating followers, collecting followers. So your bio is really important. There's another reason your bio is important is it can be searched for keywords. So how you describe yourself, people might be looking for, say, a fellow Toastmaster, and they might put in the word Toastmasters and you pop up. People looking for, say, social media expert, they'll be keying in social media. If people are looking for, whatever your business is, they'll be searching under those terms. So it's quite important to make sure your bio is full of your keywords as well.
Plus your URL, like I see, your website.
Yeah. And then it's always important, I think, to fill in your location, because even if your business isn't locally based, it's important for people to know whereabouts you are. And I don't like it when people say the world as their location, because if I'm in Guildford and other people in Guildford, then I know that there's a better chance that they're going to come and attend my workshops. There's easier for us to meet up for coffee, to chat, and more likely that I'm going to bump into them. So I actually purposely look for local people to me. So your location is also very important. And then I'm always surprised at how many people don't put their website onto their Twitter address. Now, some businesses starting up don't have a website. I know most do, but some businesses starting up don't have a website. You can always link it to your LinkedIn account. Can have it going there and create it. It doesn't have to be a business website. You can set that link can go anywhere. So I, for example, have it going to my blog because my blog has got lots of tips on social media. So that's where I want to send people so they can get a feel for what I'm like. But you could have it going to an About Me page, which you can set up very quickly, which has got all the details. So it can get anywhere you like, really. But it's an opportunity to have your business page on there and your business website. So it's silly not to use that opportunity. And it means people can find out more about you, because quite often I've got to know somebody, I've chatted a little bit with them, and then you get a little bit curious about them. So you click on the website to see, a little bit more about what they're up to. And I don't tend to look at people's websites straight away. It's when I form a bit of a relationship that you actually find out more about them.
Excellent. Do you think it's worth getting the Twitter personalized background done?
I don't think so, personally, because most people only see your tweets in the tweet stream, and 50% of people are using Twitter on mobile. So on mobile, you can't see backgrounds. Now, if you can do it yourself, or you've got a very strong corporate image and you can get it done for next to nothing, that's fine. And there are things like Twitterbacks that you can use. You can create your own background quite easily, or download a photograph. That's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with personalizing it. But if you're going to spend your money, I would spend it elsewhere, because very, very few people are actually going to see it. And I've managed to get over 4,000 followers without having a proper Twitter background. So I've just got the bog standard, like it's birds flying over. It's one of the sort of set format things. And I've often thought maybe I should do something about it. But I don't actually think that many people look at your background.
Excellent. Where people can find you and connect with you, Nikki?
I can be found in fact, I'll send everybody to my blog, because I think that's the best thing for getting tips for social media. And I always talk less geek speak and more plain English about how to get started with Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn. And it's Nikki Kriel, which is NICKYKRIEL.com/blog. Takes you straight to my blog. And I'm sure you'll put a link under this, won't you, as well?
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time again, Nikki, and sharing really useful tips.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me along for this interview.